Good morning to all of you. Today let us discuss about the basic quantum chemistry in that photoelectric effect. So when a beam of light is with a frequency equal or greater than a particular frequency, that is threshold value, is allowed to strike the surface of metal, electrons are ejected instantaneously from the surface of the metal. This effect is called as the photoelectric effect. So here it is the incident light, which is incident on the light radiation incident on the metal surface, and then the electrons are ejected. So ejection of electrons because of the photons, that is called as the photoelectric effect. And these electrons which are ejected, they possess some kinetic energy. So that is photoelectric effect. So here it is the experimental setup, that the metal surface C, uh, where the photo emission occurs. Here it is the source of the light. Through this window, light radiation enters, metal surface get exposed with the radiation, and that radiation interacts with the metal surface, and electrons are ejected with certain kinetic energy. So what is actually happening over there? Here we have the two cases. This is the metal surface. If the case first showing that intensity of the incident radiation is higher, but the frequency of that radiation is lower, so in that case no electron will be ejected. And in second case, when the intensity is lower but the frequency of that incident radiation is above certain frequency, at that time electrons are ejected. So what is our general observation? Photoelectric emission means the emission of the electrons from the metal surface does not depend upon the intensity, but it depends upon the frequency. Now, how to measure the kinetic energy of the ejected electron? So kinetic energy of the ejected electron, obviously kinetic energy is having the unit joules. So it needs to be converted into electric holds or electron holds. So there is a term that is called as the stopping potential. So stopping potential is applied in this way. Here it is the incoming radiation, metal surface, and then the emitted electron with certain kinetic energy. Now the electric field is applied in such a way that it has got the reverse polarity. So here it was anode in the previous case. Now the polarity has been reversed such that opposing voltage is applied. So it stops that electron from this metal surface to be ejected. So that potential is called as the stopping potential, and it is given as kinetic energy is equal to charge of the electron multiplication of the product of the charge of the electron with the stopping potential. So this is how kinetic energy is converted into electron volts, and one must always remember this equation, that 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 joules. So that kinetic energy is now converted into the electron volt units. And here what we observe that when kinetic energy of the emitted or ejected electrons was studied against the frequency, so this is how it is observed. When the frequency of the radiation was decreasing, the kinetic energy also kept decreasing. And this is how, when the frequency reaches to certain minimum value, that uh, value of the frequency is called as the threshold value of frequency, which is denoted by mu 0. Means below this value of frequency of the radiation, no electron will be emitted, but above this value the electron emission will be recorded, and the emitted electrons, its kinetic energy will go on increasing as the frequency increases. It means that the kinetic energy when studied as a function of frequency, so it found to be dependent upon the frequency. But the classical mechanics could not explain this fact. How? Because as per the classical mechanic, light behaves as a wave. Obviously it was electromagnetic wave, and the wave is having characteristics such as wavelength and the frequency. So according to the classical mechanics, the kinetic energy of the ejected electron will depend upon the intensity. Means higher will be the intensity, more would be the kinetic energy of the ejected electron. And if lesser will be the intensity, less will be the value of kinetic energy of the ejected electron. That was the prediction according to the classical mechanics. But we have seen that observation or experimental fact is completely different, that kinetic energy of the ejected electron depends on the frequency of the light radiation and does not depend upon the intensity. So classical theory or wave theory could not explain the photoelectric effect. So who explained the photoelectric effect? So it was the Albert Einstein in 1905 explained the photoelectric effect. So how he explained the photoelectric effect? He realized the importance of the Planck's quantum theory, which was proposed in the 1900. There were two proposals of the Planck, that energy is not continuous, but it is rather quantized, which we have already studied in the black body radiation. And even the Planck extended his proposal that even the everything can be quantized, including the space and the time. So what is quantization? That we suppose we want to quantize energy, then we substantially divide it into the infinite number of things, and then we assume the smallest unit, and then we express the remaining or the whole unit or whole thing as the integral multiple of that small unit. So that is quantization. So what Einstein did, Einstein quantized the light radiation itself. And according to the Einstein, light must be made of a quanta, which that are the small units, which he called as the photon. And the energy of the photon was given like this: E is equal to h mu, which is the Planck's equation, where h is the Planck's constant and mu is the frequency associated with that photon. So here we arrive at the equation. When the light incident uh, on the metal surface, so there are, according to the assumptions of the Einstein, light consists of a photon. So photon gets completely absorbed. Its energy get completely absorbed, and that energy is utilized in two ways. That electron which is bound inside the metal surface, so it has got its own binding energy, that is h mu 0. So when the energy of photon is either equal to or greater than this energy, then the emission of electron with some kinetic energy is possible. If the energy of the incident photon h mu is less than the binding energy, or it is also called as the work function, then at that time no electron will be ejected from the metal surface. So kinetic energy is given by this equation, that h is equal to mu minus mu 0. So from this equation one can go that one can obtain y is equal to mx. So if we get the slope of that straight line, then it is the value of the h, which is the Planck's constant. Once again, remember this equation to solve the problems related to photoelectric effect. So what is happening over here? So photoelectric effect is the result of the collision between the photons and the electron. Photon get completely absorbed. It has to energy of the photon is utilized in two ways, that it come across the work function or the binding energy of that electron, plus it the ejected electron has some kinetic energy. So this is how it was explained, that the kinetic energy of the ejected electron depends upon the frequency, and there is certain minimum frequency below which no electron will be ejected from the metal surface. So Einstein explained that very well, the photoelectric effect. And so according to the Einstein, energy of photon is fixed to be h mu, and photon must have the frequency equal to or greater than the threshold frequency. Here it is the example of the potassium metal, whose work function is 2.0 electron volt, means its binding energy of the electron, at least the incoming photon should have energy greater than this energy. Then only there will be the emission of or ejection of the electron will occur. Here in first case it is 1.77 electron volt. The incident photon is having less energy than that of the work function or the binding energy, so in this case it will not be able to eject the electron. But in this case it is 2.25, so electron will be ejected because 2.25 is greater than the 2.0. And in third case it is 3.1 electron volt, so it will also be able to eject the electron because it is greater than this 2.0 electron volt. So this is how Einstein explain photoelectric effect in a satisfactory way. So what is the conclusion from this? Now we have to accept the fact that the light obeys the wave particle duality. means it is both the particle and the wave at the same time. So it is quite surprising for all of us that our general perception is that light is having the wave nature, but the experimental fact and the Einstein's theory is suggesting something different. So real world might be completely different than that of our perception. So that's why everyone gets surprised. And here it is the famous quote from the Neil Bohr, who gave us the atomic structure, the famous scientist. Those who are not shocked when they first came across quantum theory cannot possibly have understood it. So this is how that theory shocked all of us. And what are the outcome of the photoelectric effect? It brought about the quantum revolution. It completely changed the landscape of science, or the way how we view our universe. Newton's laws are no longer supreme in the world of the very small, and universe became much stranger overnight. So that's all for here, and thank you.